So, as you can see, as of late, I've been focusing on this topic here, dealing with Babylon the Great. And what inspired me to go into that topic was a statement made by this group who calls themselves Tried and Refined. And they made that statement that Babylon the Great is the Vatican, which is a totally false statement. And Elder Apostle Todd made a statement where he said that this is what he said. He said, "You do realize that the great deliverance of the Israelites will come out of Babylon the Great." And when he made that statement, one of the videos that he did, I forgot the title of the video. I immediately jumped on it and I said, "Yeah, well, that's a very profound statement because." This proves that there's no way the Vatican can be Babylon the Great because the great influx of Israelites is not in the Vatican. The great influx of Israelites is in America, which is Babylon the Great. And the greatest deliverance is going to take place here in America, a spectacular deliverance. And at the same time, this place is going to be destroyed by Yahweh and the missiles after the deliverance of the elect of the nation of Israel. That's not going to take place in the Vatican. Even though there's going to be a worldwide deliverance, you're going to have Israelites being delivered from all across the world because the scriptures tell us that Yahweh will deliver his elect from the four corners of the world, the four corners of the globe, north, south, east, and west. But the point is, where is the greatest deliverance going to take place? The greatest deliverance is going to take place right here in America, which is known as Babylon the Great. And there are plenty of scriptures to support it. So when Apostle Tahar made that statement, I jumped on it. I did a video based upon that statement. Here it is right here. The greatest deliverance of the elect will happen in America. Then I followed it up with an epiphany that I had. And I did a video on it asking Tried and Refined, look, if you believe that the Vatican is Babylon the Great, why aren't you in the Vatican prophesying against it? Because the prophecy says that the Lord would raise up prophets in Babylon to prophesy against Babylon. That's the prophecy. So if you guys really believe that the Vatican is Babylon the Great, why don't you go over to the Vatican, learn some Italian, pack up your bags, and go to the Vatican and prophesy against it? Right? So I did the video, if Babylon the Great is the Vatican, why aren't you in the Vatican prophesying against it? Right? Then I did another video, be a burden unto America, because another epiphany hit me that based upon Isaiah the 13th chapter, the first verse where it says the burden of the word of the Lord to Babylon by Isaiah, something like that, roughly paraphrasing that scripture. Again, I was inspired to do that video based upon the fact that we're really supposed to be a burden unto Babylon, which is America. We're supposed to continually prophesy against it. Okay? Continually prophesy against it, so much so that we become a burden. It says, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. So I was inspired to do that video. So now here I am to do this video, and in this video I'm going to focus on the book of Jeremiah, the 50th chapter. And I think Elder Yashuanba had mentioned this casually, one of the videos he did. But this is more proof that there's no way the Vatican could be Babylon the Great, because another thing that's going to happen within Babylon the Great, the modern day Babylon the Great, which is America, is the gathering of all the tribes of the nation of Israel. Okay, and this is the book of Jeremiah, the 50th chapter. Now, this Babylon that's spoken here in Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, is really talking about America. It's a dark saying, if you will, for America. Okay, let's start at the first verse. The word that the Lord spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. All right. Now, let me jump down to the third verse. For out of the north there cometh a nation against her, and that would be Russia. Russia is going to be the main nation to shoot missiles against America and to destroy it. Okay? That lines up with Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, which Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, is a future prophecy. That hasn't even happened yet. Okay? But let's keep reading. It says, for out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate. So there's no way this could be talking about ancient Babylon, because ancient Babylon is not desolate. Ancient Babylon is known as Iraq today. And there are civilizations there. There are people living there. So what Babylon is going to be made desolate? Well, America. 100% of America is going to be destroyed. Okay, so this is a future prophecy. Like I said, this cannot be talking about ancient Babylon, because ancient Babylon is not desolate. Okay, ancient Babylon today is known as Iraq, and there are people that live there. There are civilizations there. Okay, so let's keep reading. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. Come on, there's people that dwell in Iraq to this very day. So it could not be talking about ancient Babylon. They shall remove, and they shall depart, both man and beast. Yeah, because this place will be desolate. Now here's the point. In those days and in that time, saith the Lord, and we're in that time now, taking place in this modern day Babylon, Babylon the Great, right? In those days and in that time, saith the Lord, the children of Israel shall come. That when it says the children of Israel, it's talking about the northern kingdom. Now let's not forget, pursuant to 2 Kings 17 and 24, the northern tribes around 724 BC, 722 BC, the northern kingdom, or the northern tribes led by the tribe of Ephraim, was taken into Assyrian captivity. Okay, you had a succession of Assyrian kings that took the northern tribes into slavery. Okay, and you can find that account in one of the scriptures. You can find that account in the 2 Kings, the 17th chapter. All right, and this happened around 724, 722 BC, right? So Jeremiah started prophesying around what? Around the latter part of the 500s BC, going into the, around what, 580? Let me see. Let me just type in what time period did the prophet Jeremiah, just to be sure. What time period did Jeremiah prophesy? Oops. Okay, so there you go. Jeremiah was active as a prophet from the 13th year of Josiah, king of Judah, until after the fall of Jerusalem and the destruction of Solomon's temple in 587 BC. Okay, so according to this account, that's what they say. He was active as a prophet, and let's not forget, he was chosen to be a prophet at a very young age. Jeremiah, the first chapter, tells us that he wasn't even a man yet. He was still a little child when he was chosen to be a prophet, because the scriptures say not that I am a child. That's in Jeremiah, the first chapter, right? So according to this account, they say around 626 BC, right? So this is about 100 years after the northern kingdom had already went into captivity, which was around 726 or 724 BC. Some accounts say 726, some accounts say 724, some accounts say 722 BC. So this is about 100 years after the northern captivity, or the northern kingdom went into captivity. This is when Jeremiah prophesied. So the point I'm making is, how can this be talking about back then in ancient Babylon? It's not. It's talking about now. Now are all the tribes coming together. Okay, because there was a split in the kingdom during the time of Jeremiah's prophecy, or when he was prophesying. There was a split. So this prophecy here is talking about the future. It's talking about right now. Let's read it again. Jeremiah 50:4. In those days and in that time, in those days and in that time, we're in that time now, saith the Lord, the children of Israel shall come. That's all the northern tribes, okay, led by the tribe of Ephraim, and the children of Judah together. So there's going to be a gathering of all the nation of Israel, all the tribes, and the elect out of all the tribes will be chosen. All right, pursuant to the book of Romans 11:7. All right, pursuant to the scriptures that speak about the elect being chosen, pursuant to Galatians 6:16. That's another one, the Israel of God. Okay, pursuant to Matthew 24:30, where Yahushua himself will gather the elect out of the nation of Israel. So we're in this time period now in Jeremiah 50:4, because all the tribes are being gathered together. There's a prophecy where it says, Judah shall not vex Ephraim, and Ephraim shall not envy Judah. We're in that time now. So let's read it again. In those days and in that time, saith the Lord, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together. So this is one nation. Going and weeping, they shall go and seek the Lord their power. Brothers and you few sisters that watch these videos, that prophecy that I just read is happening today. It's happening right now. And it's not happening in the Vatican. All right, all the tribes of the nation of Israel are not getting together in the Vatican. Okay, they're getting together in America, because all the tribes happen to be here in America. Okay, even though you have a scattering of Israelites all across the world, in different countries, the main influx, like I said earlier, is right here in America, and all the tribes are right here in America. So this prophecy is happening right now, and it proves that that Babylon the Great could never be the Vatican, because the children of Israel are not gathering together in the Vatican. They're gathering together right over here. So let's read it again. Jeremiah 50:4. In those days and in that time, saith the Lord, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping. They shall go and seek the Lord their power. That's happening right now. They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, come and let us join ourselves to the Lord. That is happening right now. And this is talking about all the tribes. It couldn't be talking about back then, because you had a split of the kingdom. The northern kingdom 100 years before Jeremiah's prophecy, this prophecy right here, 100 years before, they had went into Assyrian captivity. The majority of the northern tribes, led by the tribe of Ephraim. So how could that be talking about back then? It's talking about now. Okay, and this proves that the Vatican is not Babylon the Great, because that's not happening in the Vatican. All the tribes are not being gathered in the Vatican. Okay, they shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, come and let us join ourselves to the Lord in a perpetual covenant. How about that? An ongoing covenant. That shall not be forgotten. See? So this is more proof that there's no way the Vatican could be Babylon the Great, because this prophecy that I just read, Jeremiah 50, the 4th verse and the 5th verse, is not taking place in the Vatican. It's taking place in America, which is indeed Babylon the Great.